As COVID-19's resurgence continues, local school officials are bracing for whatever may happen once classes resume. And as the Beshear administration slaps new restrictions on restaurants and bars, some business owners wonder if they can survive any more shutdowns.
Showers and storms will increase as our next system looks to move into the mountains a little bit later this week. I'll have a look at your full forecast right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Good evening again. Today, bars are closed in Kentucky and restaurants are at 25% indoor capacity. All of this after Governor Andy Beshear announced new restrictions for in-person dining and standalone bars. WYMT's Will Puckett talked to a co-owner of a small restaurant who says they can probably do 2 weeks, but any more restrictions could spell disaster.
Brittany Craddock keeps a watchful eye on the entire situation.
Actually, for the last probably 3 to 4 weeks, I've been paying a lot of attention to it because I had a feeling that the governor's new mandates were going to be coming out.
Craddock is the co-owner of the Abbey in downtown London.
We can do it for 2 weeks.
Monday, Craddock and her husband, along with their business partner and workers, found out their business and livelihood would have to bring its capacity down to 25%.
We'll do whatever we can for the community and to make sure everyone is safe.
This because the governor's new mandate for restaurants and bars took place almost immediately and will last for 14 days.
I think we found out about it at, 12 o'clock yesterday?
While they hope it's a short-term solution to get Kentucky's numbers under control, Craddock does have some frustrations with the entire system.
Restaurants are already clean and doing all the appropriate things, and now we're going above and beyond. So it is a little frustrating to kind of be targeted.
But they vow to do their part to make this just a 2-week thing. In London, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
For the Abbey, 25% is just 26 people in the restaurant. Craddock adds they have plenty of outdoor seating, though, in the meantime. As more and more schools across Kentucky push classes back, new cases remain steady. Governor Beshear reported 532 new COVID-19 cases today. That brings Kentucky's total to 28,126. 10 more people have died, increasing the death toll to 719. And Kentucky's positivity rate fell by a half percentage point to 5.08%. Several new COVID-19 related deaths were reported in our area today. The Kentucky River District Health Department confirmed the death of a 58-year-old woman in Knott County. Health officials in Martin County also reported their first death, and another death in hard-hit Bell County was reported today as well by the health department. 2 restaurants in Pulaski County are closing temporarily because of COVID-19 concerns. Mellow Mushroom announced on its Facebook page that an employee tested positive. People with the restaurant say they've worked to identify and contact anyone who may have been exposed. The restaurant is set to reopen on August 11th. Guthrie's Grill is also closing for 1 week. In a Facebook post, people with that restaurant say it was to make sure employees were in the clear. Guthrie's plans to reopen on August 4th.
Some areas looking a little bit soggy this afternoon, or really evening, whatever you want to call it. And it's looking not too bad here at my house. We did get some rain. Now we're starting to see the sun come out. But as we look along US 119, US 23 and Jenkins, looking pretty soggy over there as some scattered showers and thunderstorms continue to move through. Had a really loud thunderclap here, made my lights flicker, but hey, we're back up and running now. Was not out for long. Looking over into Whitesburg, looking a little bit on the gloomy side over there, starting to see maybe a little bit of fog start to build up in some of kind of those low-lying areas. Definitely seeing some wet roadways. Take it easy if you're headed out this evening on those roadways, especially if there's ponding water in some areas where that heavy rain is moving through. You could see some heavy spots into parts of Perry, especially down into Letcher, a few scattered rain chances over towards Whitley, Bell, maybe a little bit into Knox County, but you can see them moving over the past hour or so, definitely just producing some pretty heavy rain, and that's trekking towards parts of Norton in Wise County. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye on that moving into that area, and some frequent lightning and definitely some thunder associated with some of these heavier showers. 82 in Hazard and Jackson, 76 in Harlan, 78 in Pikeville, 75 in Wise. Those lower 80s back towards London, Williamsburg, and Somerset. So a little bit cooler due to the rain moving through. Tonight we'll drop into about the upper 60s to lower 70s. Going to continue to hang on to a few showers, but most of those should move out of here as that sun starts to set. More rain, though, does move in over the next couple of days, along with a nice cool down, and those scattered storms really continue into next week. I'll have your full 7-day forecast coming up in a little bit.
All right, Paige, thank you. With schools preparing for the return of its students, many districts are planning to be flexible, which is proving useful as new guidance and suggestions push the school start date for many now into late August. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about how the pandemic continues to impact schools across the region.
Hallways sit empty in schools across the state, and they may be empty for a while longer. Monday, Governor Andy Beshear suggested public and private school districts push back the start date for in-person instruction.
But we have to do it safely, and you can't do that with an uncontrolled surge in the virus. By waiting until the third week of August, we believe it gives us a chance to get this thing under better control.
He says though he wants to see students back in the classroom, receiving a better education than homes can afford, it is about safety.
And I'm making that recommendation because I care about my kids, I care about yours, I care about their teachers and administrators.
Floyd County School Superintendent Danny Adkins agrees.
I do believe that they're acting in good faith, and nobody wants anything other than our students and our faculty and staff to be safe.
Saying his district was already planning for a September 8th return.
This has not slowed down the planning process. Everybody just keeps moving forward.
Adkins says his schools are planning for 5-day-a-week in-person classes with an option of online, but they are providing electronic devices to keep all students prepared for whatever may come.
The governor may, in 2 weeks, say we're going to ask you to back it up till the middle of September, or go ahead and everyone start online. Now look, we're going to be flexible, and we're going to adhere to what the governor recommends to us. We're going to listen to the science.
Although he wishes the answers were simple.
That's why it's such a tough decision. A big part of what's best for our students is to be in school.
That flexibility is what he is relying on as the pandemic continues.
We just want to be normal again. And I know our kids and our families do too. But we also know, in reality, we have to be safe.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Since March, Primary Care and Hazard has offered COVID-19 testing, and since then they have expanded their services to coronavirus antibody testing, and today they started offering an antigen test. This test is only for those showing COVID-19 symptoms or who've come in contact with someone who tested positive. The test is just like a flu swab, and results are back in about 15 minutes. There is a higher risk of a false positive with these tests, so they are sent to a lab for confirmation. If positive, then you do have to quarantine until the result is confirmed.
We want to be able to identify who is positive for COVID as quickly as possible so that those people can be isolated and reduce the spread so that we can keep our schools open and our community open and our businesses.
The test does require an office visit, so you will have to fill out paperwork if you are not a patient at Primary Care. The test is no cost. Your insurance will be billed. WYMT's Emily Bennett will have more on the antigen test tonight at 11. It happens every summer, but maybe more so this summer as people are riding bikes more and spending more time outdoors. Doctors are seeing more orthopedic-related injuries. One hospital in our region has a new clinic where they say orthopedic doctors are more readily available. Kimberly Keegi has that story.
Whether it's shoulder pain or knee pain, a new walk-in orthopedic clinic is cutting wait times for patients.
With the walk-in clinic, we're trying to just do everything we can to be available for anybody that needs help. Like I said, we'd be glad to schedule appointments, especially for the chronic issues, but if you have something that can't wait, we just want to be available to take care of those needs.
The walk-in orthopedic clinic is available from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. No appointments needed. creating a one-stop shop for patients with x-rays available on the same floor.
If you have an injury, a lot of times you end up going to the emergency room, but if we're able to see you here, then sometimes it makes it a little bit easier, and you're able to see the specialist that you need without having to spend the extra time at the emergency room.
Pikeville Medical Center Dr. Jamie Varney says skipping treatment for orthopedic injuries can be life-altering.
If you have an injury and you have pain, it's really important that you're evaluated by an orthopedic specialist, especially for bone and muscle injuries, because you don't want to miss fractures or ligament injuries or things that you may have to deal with the rest of your life.
Prioritizing your health for a healthy lifestyle.
Now again, that clinic is available Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. Well, Senator Rand Paul's former neighbor has been resentenced for tackling the lawmaker. Rene Boucher was originally given a 30-day sentence after pleading guilty to assaulting a member of Congress. Federal prosecutors said that sentence was too lenient and wanted it increased to 21 months. Boucher will now spend an additional 7 months in prison and 6 months on home arrest. A woman is charged with drug trafficking after a traffic stop in southern Kentucky. Laurel County deputies say they stopped Tiffany Whitehead early this morning. They say she had meth, marijuana, and morphine with her. She also had 2 outstanding warrants. Jackson is charged with drug trafficking and possession of drug paraphernalia. In Wolfe County, deputies are looking for a theft suspect. They posted these pictures on Facebook. Investigators say the theft happened at the Ace Hardware in Campton. If you know who this person might be, call the Wolfe County Sheriff's Department. Emergency responders in Martin County may have just gotten a leg up on their daily tasks. The county's 911 communications department announcing an integration with the Emergency Health Profile Association. You can now go register online for a free account and log any important medical information for first responders, something Director Jordan Wheeler says will only help them moving forward.
It's definitely going to give us a leg up on being able to have the information, some pertinent information prior to like an ambulance or a fire department getting to the actual person.
Wheeler also says that you just need to associate a phone number with that information, and it will be available wherever health profiles are utilized throughout the country.
Rain chances continue, but cooler air arrives starting really Thursday. I'll have a look at that coming up in a little bit.
And Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate Amy McGrath made her way to eastern Kentucky this morning. We caught up with her as the election gets closer.